Hello everyone, welcome in today's trading session. Today is 13th of March 2024, and starting off with the economic calendar. Today I already reviewed the site. There are no high impact news events. So today should be a pretty not that volatile, maybe a slower day, but we will see. What I can say right from the start, I will check ES first. We can see that this was the all-time high that has been done on last Friday, and we are really close to again making a new high, which is just, it was 10 handles off, which in my opinion that's really showing again that we might be growing up. So on NQ we are not that close. We are still like almost 200 handles, which is, compared to the ES and the amount of handles, that's really a high, like a higher distance. What I can see right from the start, let me go on ES first. I will start drawing things. So we have already traded inside this 1 hour fair value gap, which I was noting during yesterday, during the CPI day. So we did indeed draw into these levels. Then on the 1 hour we can see we had big buy side imbalance. It was then retested and we went higher. Right now that I can see, we have some equal lows here, which could be a nice sell side liquidity. Then we have these highs as well, which are the first potential targets where the market will draw to sooner or later. It is not that much of a distance, so it might even sweep both of them at the market open. We will see. I'm not sure if I will keep this 1 hour fair value gap here. Maybe not. We can see that there is also 1 hour BC over here, which we have actually already traded in. And we are respecting this level. So this might indicate us that if we are bullish and we will be respecting all those bearish signatures, we might not even see any reprice to the downside, and we will just reach higher from this point on. So we will need to see how market will react, and if it starts violating those levels and maybe reaching lower, we will need to see. But this kind of gives me an idea that we might go higher, at least with the fact that on this 1 hour fair value gap, we are trading already on the upper part for quite a long time. And we are respecting this level as well. So also this breaker was not respected. So let's see what ES will do today. On the weekly chart, you can see we have a strong price move to the upside. On the daily chart, we were trading inside this volume imbalance and went a little bit deeper, but then going much higher. We have a big imbalance right here. I don't think we will be doing some immediate rebalance on this day. I think we might maybe just slowly move to the upside. Not sure if we will do another all-time high, but I think we will probably see that rather than the lower prices. On the 4 hour, there is a 4 hour fair value gap here. Let me note it. This is a 1 hour. On the 15-minute, so we are in a bit of a consolidation right here, but still also trading inside the 1 hour fair value gap that I was noting before, but I just removed it. So for ES, to be sure what kind of side I would need to favor, I would need to require more of a price action. But for now, we also swept these lows and we are slowly building up. So let's see if we will sweep the buy side here, navigate lower, or if we will have continuation to the upside on ES. But that's for now what I can see on ES, not that much. So let's start with NQ now. So this new day opening gap I can remove. This sell side liquidity was met. So I'll put it here as a next target. I will remove this drawing from yesterday. Here is another sell side liquidity. This opening range was repriced, so I will probably not note it anymore. So let me start on the higher time frame. So on NQ we can see we are not that high as on ES, and it's quite difficult for me to say if we really will try to make another new all-time high today with no news events. But for now, at least on the weekly chart, I think we are still building up. Firstly, we moved to the downside. Now we are trying to move back up. We again traded inside this down close candle, so we might be respecting it. So also in this BC we have traded multiple days that we can see still respecting this buy side imbalance. And now we also formed another one, but we will need to have this day close to have really like a fair value gap formed in the form of a BC. I'll remove this because there are many sell side liquidity, so I want to watch that. So that's for the daily chart. Big swing moves down, up, down, up. So I'm not sure if this day we will have another candle up or if we will have another case where it just goes back and forth. On the 4-hour chart, we have traded inside this 4-hour fair value gap that I had drawn here, but I removed it. So for now, we're also trading kind of inside it. Probably there will be also a 1-hour fair value gap. Looking down here, there is a 1-hour fair value gap here. Sorry, 4-hour. 4-hour fair value gap. I think very similar to ES. But we are also kind of, not really, but kind of on the 50% of this move from yesterday. Sorry, this is not yesterday, this is from Friday. So the price move that was made from Friday until Monday AM session. So we have retraced back to the 62% retracement. On the 1-hour chart, you can see this is a breaker. This is much more of a breaker because this one is smaller and is inside this one. So this is more of a breaker. And we have touched the body of the breaker as well. And we are moving slowly to the downside. And this is the 1-hour CB, which I thought that we were trending in rather than the 4-hour because we were kind of more above the 4-hour. Then we have 1-hour fair value gap here, where ES was also trading, but it respected it and it went higher. Now NQ dropped down, is trading inside, respecting the midpoint. So it might be something to note. I'm not sure on the 30-second chart if there was any opportunity to maybe get in long from this area as we swept this London low. Let me just check. So somewhere around here I'm just watching. So there was a displacement here. 419. So yeah, there was opportunity. and we would be almost 25 handles in profit if I would take that trade. So somewhere around here, I think this was the run after the low was swept. There was no model in here, so this is the first opportunity on the 30-second chart, which I could have taken if I would be present in the chart and if I would favor the upside. That's something that I could have done. This is also a buy side liquidity. I'm just noting these levels just so I'm aware of them. But I will need to go back to the higher time frames, but just quickly checking some things. So there was an opportunity here. The gap was 419.25. So this was the start of the fair value gap. So 22.5 handles will be the maximum profit that we could have made. But most of the time, I'm noticing that I'm not trading before the market open. I'm mostly trading after the market open, so we will wait what will happen afterwards. I will also note it 9:30. Okay, here. So let's go back to the 15-minute. What I can see. Oh, so let's go first 1 hour. Most of the time, I'm not checking the 30 minutes. Mostly the 30-minute I'm skipping. On the 1 hour chart, we can see we were slowly building up. Then we touch this breaker. We move down. Then again, we made a displacement. So this could be potentially considered as a market structure shift. And this could be considered as a breaker on the 1 hour chart. So if we maybe get another reprice into this level, we can maybe see lower prices from this point. But I'm not sure if this is really that much of a price move. If we can really favor the market going down. We can see there was a CB here on the 1 hour chart which was nicely respected. It went down pretty nicely. On the 15-minute chart, also here is a small breaker. Then we broke down, taking out this low and this low. Then we traded inside this fair value gap, breaker went down again. And maybe we will be respecting this 15-minute fair value gap as well. But I will need to demand more price action, and I will need to see how the market reacts at market open at 9:30. On the 5-minute chart, what I can see, there is a 5-minute fair value gap right here. But I would rather note the higher fair value gap from the 4-hour chart. Then there is a sell side liquidity here and here. So for now, building my bias, there are some bearish signatures here, which tells me we might be seeking lower prices. But with ES showing how high we already are, that we might be looking for another all-time high. I'm not sure if NQ will also follow and will go aggressively higher. So that's something that I will need to see how the market shows which direction it wants to go. Maybe if I will have a sweep of this sell side liquidity and this low, and I will have opportunity to go long, maybe I will take it. And maybe if the market will go aggressively here, and for this high and ES will sweep maybe the all-time high, and NQ will not be able to, I might be looking for shorts as well. So I'll need to see which direction the market goes first. In my opinion, it would be better to see these lows being swept, not even trading inside the 4-hour. Just at the market open, it will draw here. sweeping these lows. Maybe have an SMT with ES as well. That would be nice to see. And based on that, I would maybe position myself in a long. So let's see what we will do after 4 minutes and how the market will behave. So as we can see, we have a sweep of this low, which I was trying to anticipate. So maybe if I will have any opportunity to get myself in long, I will take it. So for now, I'm just reviewing the 30-second chart. I really like how it respected this 4-hour fair value gap on the midpoint. And then we have also SMT with ES. I thought we might have a 30-second fair value gap, but it has just been rebalanced. So no setup yet. Let me also note where is the opening range gap. Okay. So I think this is also a good potential that we will draw back up into this opening range gap, at least to the open. So that's something that I like. Going back once again to the midpoint of the 4-hour fair value gap. Hopefully we will get the fair value gap now, but it might be rebalanced. Yes, it was rebalanced. So we see we have quite a consolidation right here in this 4-hour fair value gap. So I'm not sure where we will go. Based on the bodies of the candles, it looks just the same. So we have another sweep of the sell side liquidity, which ES has not yet done. So maybe now we will have even better opportunity to get long. We have a SMT right here. But I believe ES is going to take the sell side liquidity. We might see the market maybe going even down the whole day to these lows from yesterday's lunch to afternoon session. Okay, so we have a displacement right here. Maybe we will be forming a fair value gap. ES just swept the sell side liquidity, traded in the 50% of the 1 hour fair value gap, and immediately is reaching higher. So this gives me indication that we might be just looking for a sell side liquidity sweep and then going the opposite direction. But unfortunately, I do not have a gap. It was immediately rebalanced. Even though I think it would be really good to enter long already here. I think this is a really good opportunity. But I don't have a fair value gap. And I'm not sure if I just want to enter long at market without that setup. Yeah. I'm just waiting. If I would want to go short in this price move, what I would need to demand is at least these highs to be swept in order for me to go short. Because I have no opportunity in here to trade this. I could just try a fair value gap on the 30-second chart, and maybe once it goes back in this 4-hour gap as well. So let's say there is a gap at 380.5, which we traded just right now, which could have been maybe an opportunity for me to go short, but I'm just not that confident if we are going down. So I'm looking that now we have SMT with ES on these lows. NQ has made a new lower low, ES has made a higher low. So this is something that I'm watching. But so far it traded in that fair value gap and went lower immediately, which would be nice. I think it even touched the 4-hour. I think just exactly at that point. So maybe that was a good opportunity to position myself in a continuation. But that's not something that I'm looking for. Even though it might give us really good reward. They are both going the same direction. Both assets, ES and NQ, going down. So even my first profit would be already met, and I would probably let the others run towards here. The sell side liquidity from Tuesday 12:40 and 13:10. We have already dropped almost 80 handles. Maybe we can probably assume then during this week we have made the high on London today, basically. We have made a new high, and then we are displacing lower. That maybe we are going to sweep those sell-side liquidities. And as I mentioned on the daily chart, I'm not sure if we are just going to go back and forth and maybe just make another scenario like this. That we are just going back up, then down, up, down, up, down. Maybe we will see something similar today. I would like to see how the market will react on this level. ES is still trading inside that 1 hour BC. And I'm not sure if I should demand for the market structure shift this sell side liquidity to be swept. Because we already went down so much, we have swept all these lows, traded in the inefficiencies. And maybe once I will start seeing some SMT, I might try to look for long, but probably I should demand this low. But we will see. So we did get SMT. I might get... Okay, probably not. I was thinking that if we will get maybe a BC on the 30-second chart. But I'm not getting it. I'll probably just wait for more price action if we will really dig down into this 18.323 low. If I would try to go short from where I was saying, 380.5, it would deliver already almost 40 handles. And to this level, it would be 57. So ES already made also a new lower low. If we are really that close to the sell side liquidity, I think I should demand for the lows to be swept before looking for longs. If I get the SMT, it still might be a good confluence to believe we will get higher, but I think as we are really so close, I would not want to get caught up in a premature entry. So I will probably need to demand the sell side liquidity to be swept before looking for longs. I would not like when we will make a new BC at this point and the market would respect it and go higher from here. I would really want to see it drop down into the sell side liquidity. And then around the 10 hour, we could see the market reaching back up to the opening range. What I can see is we have SMT with ES on these lows, and we will be probably forming a 30-second fair value gap from here. I'm not sure if I should enter. If I'm being honest, I don't want to. I want this liquidity to be swept first. It has good confluences behind it, but just because we are so close to this sell side liquidity, I'm just worried we will drop down even more. So it is not that high quality. So I need to be careful with my entries. Even though, again, yesterday I was able to identify a really good opportunity to get an amazing profit-taking return. But based on what I was doing yesterday, now I really need to make sure that I will take only the really good, reasonable setup. Even though we already swept sell-side liquidity, we have SMT with lows, and I'm still favoring that we will go back up to the opening range. I just want this to be swept first. So I'm waiting on that. And I can see if I would enter, I will be already stopped out. So I'm glad that I didn't take it. It was quite high somewhere, maybe around here. So we're taking out again another low, whereas ES is just slowly building up. As we can see, just still higher low, higher low, higher low, whereas NQ has made more of a lower lows. But I'm waiting for this. And we are also coming back close to the 10-hour mark, where I believe that's when this will be already swept, or during that time. So as expected, at 10, I was favoring that the market will be sweeping the sell side liquidity. So for me, this would be a really good opportunity to start looking for longs. But if the market will just keep falling down, I might not be able to get myself in any position, because we have already dropped like 100 handles after market open. So I'm just trying to look for opportunity to get myself long, if I can do that, because the next sell side liquidity is here. There might be some inefficiencies along the way. There is also the 8:30 CPI news release over here. So that might also be kind of an important level. On the 1 hour, we can possibly consider this one as an inversion fair value gap, but I'm not good with those, so I'm trying to not focus on that much. We have a 5-minute fair value gap here. But the market keeps going down. Also on ES, you can see it also goes down, almost reaching to the low. I think this is the same low. Oops. That NQ has just taken out. So we will get that on ES in any minute. Most of the time, I'm already done with the trading, but for now, I was not able to get in any position at all. The only possibility really was this one, which was still quite high compared to where the market draw. But that's not really my model, so I didn't want to take it. And also, I had the opportunity here to go long, but I was saying I'm favoring the sell side to be swept. So that's why I didn't take it. I might get opportunity now to get long. There is a 30-second fair value gap here. 31775. But it was rebalanced just now, so there is no fair value gap. There was a volume imbalance, I think. But I'm not trading those. So I'm not taking that as a entry. I need to take entry only based on what I have for rules. Still, if I have the fair value gap here, I think it's still fine. Which seems that we might get that, but that would be decided at 10:05 because I need 2 candles. So I would need now for the market to make the fair value gap and not reprice in. So we will be looking at 32575 until 175. So I like this setup. This is the setup that I really like. How far it is? So that's 10 handles. I'm thinking if I should try to exit here. I'm not sure if that's not too much to demand. Let's see how the market really reacts. But I would really like the market to start going up here. I think my stop is quite fine. If we really should see higher prices from this point on, I don't think it should go down to my stop. In terms of leverage, I'm using 3 micros just because my last trades were losing trades and I don't want to go back to 5 until I will make back what I've lost. So I'm thinking basically I should exit a lot of my positions here, as I always do. But as I have not that much of a leverage also in the market, I'm thinking I will hold it until the swing high. I'm not sure. I will see also if this is even a good trade. So far, it looks good. We had sell-side liquidity sweep, which is really good. And we were anticipating the market going back up to the opening range. So I believe we will need to get this high swept to really believe the market is going bullish. And if we don't get that, I think the trade is not good. So I'll probably try to hold it. We have a fair value gap here, also on the 1-minute chart, where we are just trading right now. We might respect this level and go down if we are heavily bearish and today is not an opportunity to go long. So let's see if I get stopped out here. ES looks better, but I might get stopped out. We are just coming back again to the 30-second fair value gap, and also there is a fair value gap on the 1-minute chart. But it's coming really close to my stop, so I think I will get stopped out. That the market will respect this CB. 10.00 CB. Maybe this was even a silver bullet trade. I'm not sure. Yeah, this seems it wants to go down. Did I even get the 20 handles? I don't think so. Only 14. I'm not really confident that it will go back up and will result in a profitable trade. But I want to hold it. So there is another CB here, which we might be respecting. ES is almost doing a new high. So yeah, ES has made a new higher high over here, whereas NQ has not done yet. But maybe it will reach to its new high. So I would really like to see NQ start navigating much higher here. ES is almost sweeping this high right here. I like how we closed. That we closed basically at the top of this 1-minute fair value gap. On ES we have made the same high as this one. But yeah, I don't like this price action here. Most of the time when I'm entering on the 30 seconds, the market just goes. And we don't see that today happening. And we have also SMT on the highs with NQ and ES. So I'm not sure if I can be really that confident in the market going up. I'm not really that confident. We might even be looking for another sweep of the low right here before the market goes up. Or if it wants to go up at all, it might not. I'm even thinking if I should maybe close the trade early because of the price action here. It's not really that low resistance liquidity run. But let's see if we can get the first profit target. Then I will be really confident that I can maybe hold more. And it would be really nice to see this high being swept. So ES, we check ES. This is the high from 955 that I'm aiming on NQ to be swept. We've already done so on ES. 955 high. Let's see if we can get that. I'm thinking to maybe even close my position right now, just because I'm really close to the balance that I've lost yesterday with all those 3 trades. But I think I should hold it. Yeah, I would really like to see it being already swept. So how much is this? This is 36. So if I close the entire position here, it's actually even more than I lost yesterday. But I'm just worried I will not get it. This is already way too much that I mostly manage in terms of my first profit taking. I think I maybe will close the entire position here. But let's try to be more patient. This is for sure the first target. I would like to see that based on this displacement. Gives me quite confidence. to hold it. We are now repricing back to the fair value gap here. But I would really like to see it start reaching higher and higher. So the next targets that I could potentially look for is either this fair value gap right here, or maybe these highs. But I really don't like how the market is trying to now reach lower. I don't like it at all. I think I should have sticked to my profits being taken out most of the position at a certain amount. It might even go back down here. And as we have the SMT on the highs, we really might be looking for lower prices from this point on. The NQ is not even able to sweep this and it will go lower. So probably this will even result in a losing trade. So it came back to my entry. So if I would move my stop loss to break even, I would be out already. But I haven't done yet that. Now we have a 30-second fair value gap right here. Based on these highs being swept, the SMT on the highs on ES, this is maybe a short I should have been taking. But based on the sell side liquidity being swept, I would rather just go the opposite direction, as I would not like the market to just keep going lower, as we had such a huge opening range. We just traded one-sided from 930, not even wicked that much. So we will see how we will react from this level. This could be also like a silver bullet trade. So far it's respecting it, and we are really maybe seeing just lower prices today. So I will probably get stopped out here. ES is doing the same. ES had also here 1 minute fair value gap, which has been respected and is reaching lower. So I should probably close it early. I'm not sure if I'm disappointed that I didn't take my exit that I wanted. I think over here, I would be at the same place that I was yesterday, because I had 3 losing trades with 10 handles with the same leverage. So 30 would be equivalent of those 3 losing trades. So I maybe should have just taken out everything here just to cover the losses from yesterday and be up for today as well. But I was hoping the market would run really quickly, at least to this high. But unfortunately we didn't see it. But still I'm holding the trade, so let's see. What I can say is we are starting to see some bullish price moves, but these lows to me looks quite like equal lows. So I'm quite worried that this quite tells me that we will maybe even reach lower over here, how it was building up down here. I wouldn't be surprised if the market goes down here and take these out. So maybe I should be really looking for taking out maybe everything in here. I'm not sure if I even get the opportunity to do so. This is also really like a test of my patience. if I want to keep holding the trade, if I want to close the trade, if I will let it run and maybe let it stop me out. There are a lot of things that really you need to manage. But for now, I will probably just wait and let the market do its thing. If I'm right, I would be happy. If I will get these two, I will maybe put the stop loss to break even. But yeah, I'm feeling that I want to close it out entirely. I have quite nice profits for 3 micros. It's really slow, really slow. But as I said, these lows really looks like a sell side liquidity which market can easily draw to. And maybe after that, it will keep going higher. I'm feeling a bit impatient. I'm not liking how long it takes to get there. Let's say my entry was here on this candle. Sorry, it was here actually. So it's already 17 minutes in. And it's just making swing highs and lower swing highs actually. So I'm not really favoring that we will go that much higher. We are starting to seeing again bullish price moves. As I said, this really looks like a good sell side liquidity where the market can draw to. These two moves happen just in a few seconds. So we can see the market is really strong and try to get somewhere. So we might see potentially getting stopped out. There is also a small 30-second fair value gap, CB. So for short, we are just trading it right now. So I'm quite worried about that. I'm not really liking how it behaves at all. The time is 10:24. I would like to be already out with my entry. I would be much more happy if I exited here on the 30 handles just to get a break even on yesterday's losses. But I'm not sure if after the time, once it will start running, it will just go one-sided up. So we respected the inversion fair value gap, if we can consider it. Not sure if we can. Also this 1 minute BC. So let's see if we will see higher prices. Okay, still trying to show that it wants to go higher, but not yet taking out the swing highs here. I would really love for the market to try to go strongly to the upside and taking out this high. And I might even try to look for the entire position being taken out here. But I'm not sure if I can get that. And also it made just another low, which is really close to these ones. So the liquidity here is really strong. I'm thinking to really like close the entire position. I'm not liking these lows at all. I might be looking for closing in out. ES is able to take this high, whereas NQ is not. So that's also something that tells me we might be looking for these lows taken out. And also once that happens, it might stop me out like with no problem. We closed above again this fair value gap. But we will probably just reach down here. Realistically, when I'm saying these things, I should probably just move my stop loss to break even to not lose out more of my balance. And I'm still running in profits. I can still close something, and it's still a nice profit that I'm running right now. But as I put the risk in, I want to have at least a good reward instead of having just something. Because if I'm willing to put the risk in, I should be also willing to wait for the reward that is necessary for the trade. And as it is only like wicking up and the bodies are closing like lower, 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 it also quite tells me it wants to go down. But let's see. If a one candle like this would just happen to be here, that would be amazing. But I think that's too much to demand. A lot of the times when I'm in a position, sometimes I close out the trade too soon, and then once I close it, it immediately runs to my target. But considering how long I'm in the trade already, I don't even think that that would happen to me, that I would close it out and it would immediately run to my target. So I might be looking for closing it out. I'm saying it for 10 minutes already, I know. But I have still like a little bit of faith. We can try to make a new high, but I would really like to see those swept and go straight up. ES is again taking out this high, where NQ is not even able to take either of them. There is SMT. ES almost swept this high actually. So again, just wicking. I think the sell side is in its target. It's 10:30. It might be a time where the price will start moving. So let's see if it will be upside or downside. I'm favoring also quite a bit these lows for the sell side liquidity. With the fact that also we were so strongly bearish, it can easily do that. Maybe we will get these highs swept. But again, okay, so this high has been swept. This high has been swept as well. So I'm thinking, was it maybe better for me to take my exits here? Or is it really good to wait for this target? Because maybe this now was necessary for it to start going lower. 27. So again, we just, by maybe few ticks, we taken out this high. Maybe we'll see the market going down actually. ES has made the same high as here, whereas NQ was not able to. So I'm feeling it will drop down. I should have really taken out everything here, considering it will probably reach for these lows. And there will be maybe a small, okay, there isn't. It rebalanced. But as also we had so much of a downside movement, we can just really consolidate here the whole time. So I will probably really close out everything somewhere around here probably. Let's see if we can get one more opportunity to get to these highs. No way. Come on. That's one tick. That's really one tick. I'm worried that it will not go so high. Okay, we got that. And we got this high as well. Maybe. And now we get the push for this high. Okay. With this price action that I've seen, I was not really that confident how the market will start running. I was thinking that at 10:30, that's when it will start navigating higher because of the algorithmic price delivery. That's a lot of times how I notice that the market behaves at 10:30. There is a lot of times moves that happens. So the trade would be good if I would just wait with a profit that I put down for 30 handles. It would be better to hold it to this target, but it's not that much of a difference. So we can see, I'm not sure why it splits. It's not that much of a leverage to be splitting, but so 32575. 10 handle stop loss. We were fine. And then I put a fixed profit 356 for 30 handles. I wanted to target for my first partial this one, but for this price action, it took. This was my entry. I exited here. This was almost half an hour, and I didn't like it that much to be waiting so much for my profit. Most of the time, my trades were like a few minutes. Like in 2 minutes, I would take out my first position. And to be waiting half an hour to taking at least something off, I think that's for me too much. And most of the time, I end my recordings at 10:30, and it's still 35, and I just ended my trade. But that's good at least that I don't need to look for more and try to do more, because this is enough for me, and even enough for trying to think what can I do next. So basically, yesterday performance was taking back now with this trade. I needed to lower my leverage because of what I've done yesterday. It was really bad. But I'm glad how I managed today. I didn't move my stop. I tried to wait for at least these highs. I was not getting it. I was reading the market that this is potentially a sell side liquidity where it might draw to, because I think this is kind of trying to build the sell side liquidity, and it was trying to even reach there several times, but it was not able to. But I was able to take out 30 handles, which in my opinion is really nice. It's a really nice profit. So that's basically 3-1 risk to reward. So with one trade, I took back all the losses from yesterday. With today's performance, I'm quite happy. There was no impatience. I was not trying to rush any entry, even though I saw some opportunity right here for, let's say, a continuation trade. I was favoring the sell side liquidity. I didn't take it. So I'm glad that even here, I was saying there's an opportunity, but I want to wait for this sell side liquidity to be swept, which we got. And then I was trying to look for long. And once I got the first opportunity, I took it. I didn't wait, didn't hesitate, which I'm really happy for. I didn't move my stop, didn't try to take small profits off. I was trying to get the profits at a reasonable target, and the trade turned out to be profitable. If it's a wrong or a good trade, in my opinion, it's a good trade, considering also that there were some SMTs with the ES, and maybe I'm lying about that. Wait, we have I mean, this was after my entry, so this is 10.05. I don't think we have SMT with ES. Okay, so that was a lie. But at least the read on the market and where I wanted to look for the entry was really good. My risk management was also good, just because I lowered it based on the losing performance yesterday. So I didn't try to uh, enter again with the 5 micros. I went down to 3. So now again tomorrow I can trade with 5, or basically the next trade, but the next trade will not be now for sure. And the only thing that I can say is I could have hold the trade for this high, but just because the market condition, it was a high resistance liquidity run, even though I was able to identify where it might draw to. And we can see immediately it went back down, but still respecting this CB as an inversion fair value gap, and also this 1 minute BC. Just in my opinion, I didn't like it. I was quite impatient with how long it took. So I tried to at least target for getting all my losses back from yesterday. So yesterday I was really disappointed with what I've done. But today I can say that I'm really happy how it turned out. So today we were able to close out $178. So I think that's also, I will need to check on my YouTube channel, because I think that's also the same exact amount that I lost. So we are now back again. The amount that I'm sitting on right now on the account is in profit 1,367. So I need really small amount to get a payout. So let's see if I can get that this week. We have still 2 more trading days. If I don't get it, it's fine. I will still continue trading, and I will make sure to do the performance and stick to the performance as I should, as I did today. As I said, I'm really satisfied with today's trading. I will try to not over leverage, over trade, really keep my focus, not be impatient, and in case something runs without me, I will need to just accept that and move on and try to look for the next trade, or maybe in the next session. So hopefully this was a good trading session. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, comment anything on your mind, and I will see you in tomorrow's trading session.